I ate for getting upset with my husband after he told me nothing will change while I am pregnant. Throwaway account. Sami, 26F, and my husband, 28 meters, who I'll call Jake for this story, had been together for 5 years and married for 3. We have recently started trying for a baby as we both felt like that was the next step in our life together. And 3 weeks ago I got a positive test back. We were really happy and told our families, and now my mom and Mill want to throw a big baby shower for us. It was just super good news all around. Well, 2 nights ago me and Jake were getting ready for bed when he reminds me to go through the house and make sure all the lights are off. Now he can be a little lazy at times, and it has become a nightly routine for me to make sure all the lights are off that he leaves on before we go to bed. I wasn't feeling very well and asked if he could just do it since he wasn't doing anything and was literally standing by the door. He then tells me, "No. This is what is expected of you every night." I was a little hurt, but I didn't want to fight with him, so I just did it. When I came back, Jake goes on this very long and unprovoked rant saying things like, just because you are pregnant does not mean anything will change, and you are still expected to cook, clean, and do all the chores every day, because how can you be expected to be a mother if you can't handle a little work? He wasn't yelling or anything. He was talking to me quietly like I was 2 inches tall. I was shocked because I had never heard him say anything like this. The rant went on for about 30 minutes before I interjected and asked, "Well, what do you plan on doing to help me with all of this?" He then got extremely defensive, saying he works his ass off at his job to provide for me and what is going to be our future children. For context, I don't work ATM. My job was not paying enough to justify me going, so I am a full-time college student. He ended by saying that it doesn't matter how I feel physically or mentally. It is a mother's job to push through, and if he helped and babied me, I wouldn't be a good mother. I got extremely upset and started yelling, and I said that I wish I would have known this is how you felt before I got pregnant with your baby. There was a moment of silence before he started crying, and he left for the night to stay at his mother's house. He hasn't been back yet, and my Mill and Sil have called me, berating me and saying I broke Jake's heart with what I said and I need to apologize immediately, and until I do, he isn't coming home. I don't know how to feel, so I ate for yelling at my husband after he said he isn't helping me with anything during the pregnancy because it's a mother's job to deal with it. Edit. First, I want to thank you all for your responses. I'm sorry I haven't really responded to anyone specifically, but I really do appreciate you guys. A few of you asked if I told my Mill and Sil what he said, which I did. They basically said I was being sensitive and all he meant was pregnancy isn't an excuse to be lazy, he meant no harm. Okay, I am getting some things together and I'm going to be headed to my mom and dad's house. My mom is furious with him and doesn't want me apologizing to him or talking to him without the situation either being recorded or having a witness. Regardless, I am okay and will be okay. I do appreciate all of you though. You have opened my eyes to many things I may have been ignoring or looking past over the years. I ate for not letting my girlfriend wear her unique dress to a wedding. Updated. Throwaway account because she uses Reddit. My M25 girlfriend, F30, Nat, has a very particular sense of style. Picture Harley Finkel from Wizards of Waverly Place, you will get the idea. Don't get me wrong, I never had a problem with that. In fact, I love the way she dresses because she loves to do so. And I am happy if she is happy. The thing is, sometimes she likes to incorporate memes into her clothes. No problem, it's cute. But now she wants to wear a dress inspired on the meme "Gay Rat Wedding" to my friend's wedding. He and his fiancée are gay. I told her, maybe that is not really appropriated. The dress in question would be full of little stuffed rats, pride flags, and a big "I support gay rats" on the front. My friend is not a big fan of the way my GF dresses, and I think this dress may cause a certain uproar in the wedding. Now, Nat is upset with me and claiming that I am throwing water in her flame of creativity. The wedding is next month, so she has plenty of time to think about another thing to wear. Should I just let her go with the dress? Am I the asshole in this situation? Update: well guys, as many of you pointed out in the comments, me getting a throwaway account didn't help. She found the post. Guess I was too specific after all. I will update soon. Final update. Hello everyone. I would like to thank you all for your judgment, advices, and opinions on my post. It was greatly appreciated. So, the conversation did not go well. She was livid with me for exposing her in this way, and although I showed her the comments most important, the ones from the LGBTQIA community, she refused to admit that her dress was a poor choice, but in fact her way to appreciate the gays. That did not sit well with me. Love can move mountains, but cannot maintain a relationship with a homophobic. So, now I am going to the wedding a single, rat-free dress man. I did reach out to my friend and send him this post. He thought the situation to be hilarious, but if she did show up in the dress, he would kick us to the curb. I guess this is all. Peace. I am deeply sorry for misspelling Harpy's name. Won't happen again, lol. Aida for bluntly telling a woman it's dangerous to put essential oils in sensitive areas. My uncle's new girlfriend came to family dinner the other night, and it was the first time anyone in my family met her. She is super into essential oils, which is very eye-roll inducing for me, but I didn't say anything about it or show that I found it annoying at first. I bit my tongue while she went on about putting them in her water. You should not be ingesting essential oils and rubbing them on pressure points, and trying to convince my mom to buy some. But then she brought up that they can be super good for yeast infections. I looked at her super horrified and asked, "You mean you're putting them down there?" And she said, "Yes, you just insert a few drops and it clears up right away." I told her this was very dangerous and could cause chemical burns as well as throwing off your vaginal pH and potentially causing other infections. She said, "Oh no, you don't have to worry about that, they're all natural." To which I replied, "So is poison ivy, but I wouldn't suggest shoving it up your vagina." She just looked kind of shocked. My sister laughed, and my aunt said, "Well, she has a point," but other family members said that it was rude and crass. Which I didn't think so, because she's the one who started talking about yeast infections at a family dinner. Certainly saying the word vagina is less crass than that. Aida for tipping our waitress $20 despite her poor service because my date was playing a game with her tips. Not the a-hole. I met a guy on a dating app. We hit it off and we arranged for our first date. Things were going well. We had sat down and had started some small chat. Our waitress comes over asking us what we want to order. I say what I want and gesture to him so he can order. He orders and then pulls what I think is about $15 on the table. He says, "This is your tip. Every time you mess up, I take some away." The waitress looked nervous immediately. I'm sitting there a bit shocked but mostly embarrassed because I wasn't expecting this. She must have been new as well, because she did spill some drinks on our table that night, gave us the wrong food, and overall just seemed lost. He took away $13. I asked him why he thought doing tips this way was a good idea. He said it was the best way to ensure good service. When I disagreed, he said, "Can't always be nice to these people. It's not a respectable job." I decided then that I wanted nothing to do with him, and called the waitress over to get the bill. I slapped a $20 bill in her hand and got up to pay for my own meal. Later that night he had demanded to know why I had given her the tip despite her poor service, and I told him it's because he decided to treat her livelihood like it was a game. He said because of me she'll never improve her service and that I'm just a people pleaser. I blocked him, but I've wondered ever since if that was really the right thing to do. Aida for refusing to buy my stepdaughter a car like my daughters. This is a throwaway account for privacy reasons. I, F38, have a 16-year-old daughter. About 7 years ago her dad and I divorced because he found out he was gay. him being the only breadwinner and a high earner and me being a housewife. He preferred to let us live in our house, a big one in a gated community, and continued paying all our expenses and giving me spending money to maintain my lifestyle. 2 years later I met my current husband. A year later we married and he moved in with me and my daughter. Him and my ex are great friends, especially since my ex is still very much a part of our life. Also, as a wedding gift, he gave me his half of the house. Now I own it in full. My husband has a daughter with his ex. They have shared custody and she lives with us half the time. The problem is that my ex pays for our daughter to go to a really expensive private school, buys her expensive gifts, and for her birthday he bought her a $60,000 car. My husband can't afford the same for his daughter. My daughter and her stepsister do not have the best relationship, mainly because my husband's ex hoped that they would be getting back together, and keeps poisoning her daughter. My daughter used to share her stuff until her stepsister started ruining them on purpose. That was when my husband made a rule that they can't borrow from each other. I stay out of it since she refuses to see me as a parent and I won't force her. My husband has a good job, but nothing as close as to what my ex earns, and since we both decided that the house is enough help from my ex, our income is just what he earns, which in my opinion is more than enough. Now my stepdaughter's 16th birthday is coming up. She asked for the same car that my ex gave my daughter. We refused, of course, and said we would buy her a car that fits our budget. She threw a tantrum and threatened my husband that she would never talk with him again if he didn't get her the same car. He is wavering, but I refused. $60,000 plus is just under what he makes a year. It will drown us in debt. We are still paying off his student loans and some medical debt he has. But on the other hand, he loves his daughter a lot, and I feel partly responsible since she wouldn't have asked for it if my daughter didn't get the car for her birthday. So Ada. Thank you so much for watching all the way to end of this video. I truly appreciate it. If we can hit 50 subscribers before the month of April, I will do a surprise money giveaway worth $300. There will be 5 winners. If you want to have a chance at winning the giveaway if we reach the goal, then all you have to do is like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, and don't forget to spread it. See you guys in the next video.